Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're doing another HelloFresh mystery recipe day. So I have all of my ingredients laid out here. I had a little bit of a head start. I knew we were using pork, so I did brine my pork chop. So I brined it in 1/3 cup of salt, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, some water and garlic, black pepper and thyme. So I kind of got a head start on that. The green beans that HelloFresh sent were a little slimy, so we actually went out and got some more green beans here. So I have some fresh green beans. I have some sort of white small potatoes. I have a small shallot, lemon. I've got what smells like beef stock base, or beef broth base here. And then I've got this spice blend here, which smells like the Tuscan spice from the other day, the spicy Tuscan spice. It's definitely something spicy. I see red pepper. I think I see fennel. Let's give this a little taste. I think it's probably the same thing. I see some black pepper, I think. It's definitely pretty spicy. So I think it's that same Tuscan spice. I also have a little bit of sour cream here. So based on these ingredients, I'm assuming the pork is just going to be seared and cooked as a pork chop. I think that the Tuscan spice, I'm imagining that the Tuscan spice probably goes on the pork chop as the seasoning. I think that the potatoes are probably a mash, I think, with the sour cream. I think that the shallot is probably minced up and then made into a sauce with the lemon juice and the beef base, and maybe a little bit of water. So I think that's probably the sauce, and maybe finished with some butter. I think you probably maybe zest the lemon and then maybe saute the green beans, or maybe roast the green beans with the lemon zest and maybe the juice, and it's probably some olive oil. So it's like a meat and then a green and then a starch. I'm gonna kind of go with that. I'm gonna roast the green beans for sure. So those are gonna be roasted with the zest. Instead of doing a mashed potato, which I'm not sure if 100% sure if it is a mashed potato, but what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a smashed potato. So I'm gonna boil the potatoes, and then I'm going to flatten them and mash them, and then I'm gonna roast them off, so that the inside is cooked but the outside is crispy. And then I'm gonna make like a loaded smashed potato. So I'm gonna do the sour cream on top. I'm gonna make a garlic olive oil, and then I'm gonna roast them in the garlic olive oil, and then top them with the sour cream. I'm gonna use this spice, since this is already brined, I'm not gonna season it too much more. So I'm actually gonna use the spice blend on the potatoes and also on the green beans. I do also have a plate of things that are just extra that I happen to have in my kitchen that I'm going to add. One of them is 2 potatoes that we just happen to have laying around, so I'm going to cook those along with them. They're a different type. They're red potatoes, but I'm going to cook them along with it. I also have some thyme here. So the thyme I used in the brine with the pork, and I'm going to use the thyme as well in my smashed potatoes. I have these cloves of garlic that I'm going to mince up, and I'm going to use to make my garlic olive oil that I'm going to drizzle over the potatoes. And then I have some green onions that I'm going to use on top of my loaded smashed potatoes. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to prep all of my ingredients next. So I'm going to boil these potatoes first, get them soft, and then I'm going to put them in the oven. I'm gonna clean up these green beans and get them ready to be roasted as well. Chop my scallion, chop my shallot, mince my garlic. I'm also gonna make that garlic olive oil by just mincing my garlic and then heating it very low and slow in some olive oil. And then we'll sear the pork chops. So I will see you guys back in just a couple minutes. I have the green beans that have been cleaned up. There's a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and that spicy spice blend. I'm just gonna toss that, put it on a baking sheet, and put it in at 400 degrees until they're done, like 10 minutes or so. Okay, so now I'm gonna take these potatoes and I'm gonna gently smash them. Big guy. Oops, split in half. That's okay. Alright, I'm gonna cut this guy in half. Okay, so on top of that, use some salt, some of that spice mix, right, and here I have the garlic infused olive oil that I've strained the garlic out of. I'm going to save that for later, so that's going to go over the top. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the pork. I took my pork out of my brine and I dried it in a little paper towel. I've got my pan hot, oil in the bottom. I'm gonna sear them. I have a little baking sheet ready in case I need to take them out and finish them off in the oven. Letting it sear on one side, I'm not going to touch it until it sears and releases from the pan. I have my sauce ingredients standing by. I got my shallot and my lemon juice and my beef base with a little bit of water. And some butter. Let me go ahead and take them out, put them on this tray. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my sauce and my shallot. Take it off the heat just a bit. And add in a little bit of the lemon juice, deglaze it. Water. Salt, a little pepper. Alright, and then just a touch more water. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my beef base, or my base, whatever it is. Just a bit more. Turn the heat off. Let's check the temp of the pork. Put it in the oven just for a bit. Alright, so my sauce heat is off. I'm going to swirl some butter in. Alright, pork's going to take a couple minutes in the oven. Potatoes are almost done, so I'll assemble in another couple seconds. I have everything plated here, so I just cut my pork. I've got my smashed potatoes right there. I have my green beans, so I'm just going to plate my pork right here on top of the sauce. Give it a little bit on top. And then on top of the potatoes, I'm going to take some of that sour cream. I added a little bit of the lemon juice to it to make like a crema, a little bit of water to thin it out as well. So the cream on top, some of the green onions, and then also the fried garlic. So the garlic from the garlic infused oil goes right on top. All right, so there is the pork with the lemon shallot sauce. I have green beans with the Tuscan herb, and then the loaded smashed potatoes. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the recipe. All right, so let's see what we were supposed to come up with. And our recipe is steakhouse pork chops with creamy shallot pan sauce and lemony green beans. All right, so not too far off. So looks like it was a potato mash. Cooked the pork kind of the same way. Was it a bold and savory steak spice? That wasn't that Tuscan spice. The sauce was made pretty much the same way, 1/4 cup of water, stock concentrate. The sour cream was to go in the sauce as opposed to with the potatoes, but the green beans were the same. It looks like you're supposed to microwave them, so steam them in the microwave. But not too bad, pretty close. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and dig into this, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.